Hello and welcome back to game number 2 of the Ld2l Season 6 semi-finals between 14 Beers at Chillis and Redground Fanclub. Game number 1 went the way of Redground Fanclub. Offlaners were the name of the game. Both Big Titty Gardevoir as well as Slinky had a really good game. Slinky tried to carry his team, but it was just not enough. And the push with the Chen as well as White Joel Birch Death Prophet could not be held by 14 Beers at Chillis. We will see how this second game is gonna go. Again, this is a best of 3. Whoever loses the series is out. This is elimination match for 14 Beers at Chillis for Warsaw's team. So far we see the same bands. Lifestealer was banned second phase though, and not first phase. Chen being banned. Jay played Chen. It's hard to play against Chen. He gives so much sustain. Wafts was able to get a 5-man Wukong's command, but there just was no damage because Mech as well as Hand of God by Jay. And we're gonna see what this last ban is going to be from the side of Redground Fanclub in this first phase. Dipping into reserve time for a little bit, just for like... banning the Slinky Tidehunter, I assume. Or maybe like a carry or mid Tidehunter. I have been getting wrecked by that. But I doubt it. Oh, there's a Centaur ban. Centaur respect ban for Big Titty Gardevoir's Centaur. And there's a Coddle first pick. Coddle, very, very strong support right now. Most likely not anymore after tomorrow. Looking forward for that. And we will see. We'll see how meta will change. But we are still in this meta. And this is the time to shine. 14 Beers at Chillis. They need to win this game. Big Titty Bow played Lina before as position 4 and it's gonna do it again. Jakiro, they don't want to give away the Jakiro to Hollywood again, so they pick it up themselves. Cement, who was playing Warlock previously, is now gonna play Jakiro most likely. Let's see what's going to be the last pick of this first picking phase, and it is going to be a Spirit Breaker that was banned out in the previous game. It is going to be Hollywood Spirit Breaker, I assume, but we will see. And now for bans, there are only supports that have been picked so far, so there is going to be a lot of core bans, unless it's a Spirit Breaker offlaner or something like that, but don't do that. You can maybe do it if you have like a really greedy position 4. But I wouldn't recommend it. And again, Invoker ban. Warsaw plays Invoker. So they don't want to deal with that. It's very, very annoying to play against. The same as it is to play against Chen. So Warsaw's team is banning out Chen. Visage getting banned out once again. White Joel Birch playing Visage. You don't really want to get cheesed in an elimination match. That feels terrible. And we will see what's going to be the next ban from Hollywood's team Redground Fanclub.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I would like to see a ban of Sand King once again. Sand King and Lina is just a very, very potent combo to deal with. Coddle is not bad against Sand King, but yeah. Just ban Sand King. Sand King is a very, very obnoxious offlane to deal with. In the pool's Faceless Void is gonna get banned out again. Not again, it was picked in the previous game, but it's gonna banned out in the pool. Was able to recover from a rough laning phase. Both safe laners had a really, really, really rough laning phase. And we'll see what's gonna be in stock instead. There is no Gyrocopter banned. Gyrocopter being able to put out a lot of lane pressure already early on. So we will see if any of these teams decide to go that route. Another good core. I mean, Monkey King is still in. I did not feel the impact of Waft's Monkey King in the first game, but I felt like that was mostly due to having a really rough laning phase. He was behind the entire game. And as Monkey King, I feel like you want to play from ahead. You want to make them be scared because you can be anywhere at any time.
Radiant team
And
pick.
it is going to be Ricky. Ricky core? Question mark? I assume so. Or Lina mid or
Dire team pick.
Bounty Hunter immediate. Wait, what? Is that also Bounty Hunter core? Guys, like this is elimination match. This is time to get serious. This is not time to get clowny. But it is Ld2l. We like to laugh here as well, so we will see how this goes. Was there anything written in all chat? That is not going
10
through.
seconds remaining.
I don't know to which one that was referring to.
5 seconds remaining.
But there is a Ricky pickup. Bounty Hunter counters Ricky in the sense that you can very easily get track on him. And Ricky, like, he needs his invis for his survivability. He has, I mean, his ultimate does do the spells, so we will see. We will see how it goes. We'll also see what position it's gonna be.
Radiant team pick.
And an Abaddon, most likely off lane. So they could have potentially 4 support heroes so far on the side of 14 beers at Chillis.
Dire team
And
back.
there's gonna be a Slark. Slark is just gonna feast on that Abaddon. I like this pickup. Slark, there is so far only Ice Path as well as LSA, both kinda unreliable stunts against the Slark, who is very slippery and fishery. So we will
10
see
seconds
how
remaining.
this is gonna end out. So both sides still looking for a
5
mid lane hero,
seconds
unless it's
remaining.
mid Ricky or mid Lina. So I wouldn't know what to think of this draft so far. I haven't really seen a Ricky being played, so we will see if it works out. I mean, go big or go home. That's the motto here. We'll see. They take a lot of time for that last ban. They don't want to get cheesed for sure. Nobody likes to get cheesed, especially not in an elimination game. 40 more seconds for the side of 14 beers at Chillis. Or are they just running out the timer and say, we don't even need one more ban, we're good enough? So far, I really prefer Redground Fanclub's lineup. Slark can feast upon that Abaddon. It is most likely going to be Bounty Hunter off lane.
Radiant team ban.
Wind Ranger banned. Could have been a potential strong mid. And we'll see what White Joel Birch, the drafter for Redground Fanclub, is going to decide to ban last. And they have to pick before 14 beers. So the overall last pick is going to be for Warsaw's team.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And they are also dipping into reserve time. This is elimination game for the Dire side. If Radiance wins this, 14 beers at Chillis is out, and Redground Fanclub will be in the grand finals of the Ld2l Season 6, fighting for the title. Fighting for a chance to have their name engraved upon that prestigious title.
Radiant team pick.
Concubam.
Dire team pick.
And they are going to be picking Tiny mid. If Rigel Birch plays it, I like it. I like it. Blow up the Ricky, blow up Lena. Can't really blow up Abaddon, but Slark takes care of Abaddon instead by just stealing stats from him until he's dead. They have lots of lockdown, good
10
ganking
seconds
potential with a
remaining.
bounty hunter. I like it so far. And
You may now select your heroes.
Huskar. I said Dire didn't want to get cheesed. Well, they say we bring the cheese to you. So this is a Warsaw Huskar mid. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and this is a Ricky safe lane, Slinky off lane on Abaddon. Does Huskar die to Tiny combo? I think is kind of the question that is, like, it's kind of gonna define this game. As well as Slark. Does his dispel the burning spears? I don't know that, so I guess we'll find that out in this cast. If you also don't know, keep watching. You will learn something. Was something said about those cheese picks? No, nothing. Okay, it is try hard mode for all of these players. Nobody wants to go down. Nobody wants to get eliminated. And everybody wants to get a chance to get into this grand final. That would have been the perfect time for the game. Ah, there it is. Should have started just a tiny second later. Jay on Caper of the Light. And the Ricky. How many games? Ooh. He's a Ricky specialist. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. And so we see it's a J position 5 on the Cuddle, in the pool on position 1 for the Slark. Rigel Birch on Tiny, on top on the offlane Hollywood, on the Spirit Prick, as well as Big Titty Gardevoir on the Bounty Hunter leveling up. Janada level 1. Meanwhile, there the man of the hour Wafts on the Ricky, and we already have a pause. And then Warsaw going mid on the... Gotta take a dump. Okay. Warsaw going mid on the Huskar. We going bottom. Slinky on the Abaddon. Big Titty Bow on the Lena. And Cement on the Jakiro. And there are bio breaks happening all around here. So I'm just gonna go forward a little bit. Still nothing. There we have the unpause. Found it. And we are heading into this game. And again, it is elimination game for the side of Dire. They bring out a Warsaw Huskar. Is this gonna be able to take a win home? Or are they gonna go into the grave as Huskar and Ricky pickers? Hollywood doesn't have a sentry. So they are looking like they want to fight this, as well as down bottom. There are some fights happening, but here might be a fight. Warsaw coming top. Is losing some gold from the Waft, from the Big Titty Gardevoir Bounty Hunter, and Waft also revealing himself. Just continuing to hit those people into the back, and they pretty much established themselves onto those bounty runes. Blinky. He went level 1 shield, and it is a 2-for-2 exchange. Jay very smartly going for their bounty rune. Well played there. So we are still even in terms of bounty runes. In terms of last hits, nice. There's nothing happening except for me missing another first blood. God damn it. Slinky getting the kill on Jay. Did nothing. Well, I guess with the stun into the shield. Into another shield. He already used 3 shields. So he is very low on mana. Taking that tree away. Blinding light. Getting the range creep. Well played there. Meanwhile, mid, we're both having 2 last hits, but there are the burning spears. This is no fun. No fun, no, no, no. Are they? They are seeing this range creep. Is it gonna get denied? It is gonna get denied. Well played there by Big Titty Bow. Jay was even pinging it, but they couldn't get to it. And blinding light to get him under the tower, but not quite. Apologize. That was a bit of an interrupt going in. Okay. I'm back. And Waffs, he is taking lots of harass damage, but he's 8 and 2, highest amount of last hits. He has played this before, and there's a sentry ward being put down here. We'll see. Cement has his own sentry ward, getting the deny on the range creep, but he is losing his gold. He is giving all his gold to Big Titty Gardevoir. There we see Flaming Spears just keeping on harassing onto this Tiny. He got another salve. Trees for the last hits. Wafts. Going in this again. Not much happening in this laning phase so far. Pull by Jay into a double stacked small camp. Nice. And there we have Ricky simply jumping away. The sentry missing each other just by a little bit. So Ricky most likely feeling safe, but not really being safe. There is a charge onto the Ricky. They know they can see him. And he is gonna figure out kind of where they can't see him. Mid, Warsaw just putting the hurt onto this Tiny. And Tiny is out of regen. So this is rough for White Joel Birch. Another pull by Dyer. There's a charge onto the Ricky. And Ricky going down low. Do they have detection on him? No, they don't. And there was a kill onto bottom. Onto the Lina. In the pool. Just putting a leash into a blinding light, and that's gonna be the kill onto this Lina, who is rather squishy. Bo is not afraid to go ahead and just punch in the pool in the face. And we see so far Dyer is farming as well as Radiant. Dyer a little bit better, and I would say Tiny is having the roughest lane of them all. He did get a haste rune. He's still waiting on his bottle. And there's a Tempero dual breath onto the Spirit Breaker. He has charge up in 2 seconds. He is gonna get out of here. Ape, no problem at all. Unless he charges forward. Why go out when you can go in? And this might just be the death of Spirit Breaker. But is he gonna take Jakiro with him? And the dead Spirit Breaker. Is Big Titty Gardevoir gonna get the revenge kill? He's at least gonna get some money. Put 1, 2, 3. Is it gonna be enough? It is gonna be enough. A kill for the offlaner. And going invisible now. But on the sentries, this is the lane of invisible stuff. Nice blinding light onto the Lina. There is gonna be a leash in about 4 seconds. But not gonna be enough. Nice sidestep. And the leash onto the Lina. And is this gonna be another kill? It is. Is in the pool going to die though. He is to the tower. He had a healing salve. He should have used the healing salve. Towers don't disable it. It happens. Was scared of the Abaddon just killing him and didn't want to spend a salve on that, I guess. It's a 3 versus 3. And we have a less than 1k advantage for Dyer. Very close game so far. Spirit Break just charging through mid, saying hello to White Joel Birch. Joel Birch says, hey, please help me. Warsaw going in now, combo down against the Tiny, but Tiny is dead. And that is what I mean. Tiny, if he can't combo down the Huskar, he is just gonna die to the Burning Spears. This harass, he can't really stay in lane against this. And Warsaw level 7, meanwhile Tiny not even level 6. Very close though. And he picks up another tree that suddenly grew red. And we will see if Warsaw is gonna go in once again. He has his full thing up, but he is gonna go for some more harass damage. And there are some pings onto this Huskar. They are trying to go commit onto him. There's a charge, but is it gonna be? It's gonna be under the tower. I don't think you want to do this. Three-man dive. Is Warsaw just gonna turn it around? No, no. There's a kill. That's a dead Huskar. Very well, very good dive there for the side of Radiant, killing the Huskar. That is a lot of experience for both supports as well as the mid laner. And I miss another kill. Slark meanwhile was left alone against the Abaddon as well as Delina, and Delina just finished him off in the pool, giving away another kill. But Tiny is here with an Invis rune. They are gonna try to get a kill onto this Abaddon, and there is a charge coming in from Spirit Breaker. Lark is gonna jump in, but they are gonna lose Coddle first. The charge is still coming through from Hollywood under the tower, and this is a dead Abaddon. He already used his Sparrow time. Meanwhile, Lena's just gonna TP out. Permanent agility for the Slark. Applause, applause. Meanwhile, this Ricky top of CS in terms of compared to its enemies, and only Abaddon is higher. Again, Slinky having a good game. Very good offlaner here. Gets good amount of farm. He's also gonna get last hits. No, he doesn't miss any of these last hits. Big titty bow. Also closing in on his arcane boots. Warsaw is gonna go armlet. Obviously, you're a Huskar. You're gonna go armlet. There's another charge onto this Lina bottom. And they are gonna wait for the charge, and this is gonna be a dead Lina. They are gonna try to commit onto this Slark. The blinding light enabling Bo to not get hit by the leash. 2 heroes done by Lina. Lina is most likely still dead here. Yes, one last hit by In the Pool, but Hollywood, he is low. Is he gonna die? The shield pop is gonna kill him. But In the Pool now can simply get all the agility stacks from Slinky that he wants. There's another shield though, and Slinky is feeling himself. He still has his borrowed time. Nice blinding light there to get him away off his carry. Now Warsaw still going for this armlet, and Abaddon having finished his flats now. And we see Jay taking both bounty runes away from the Dire side, and he is simply gonna TP out. Well played there by Jay. And Hollywood taking both bottom. Very nice play there by Jay. Seeing that they're both not quite there for the bounty rune, and he didn't pick up this one. He left it for Tiny for the bottle. There's a charge onto this Ricky. Ricky is getting low. And he uses his ultimate. Well played there, waiting out. And then the jump away. Nice play there, putting down the silence. Is there gonna be a toss? toss, not quite in time. Another charge onto this Ricky, and Ricky is dead. But Warsaw here as well, and Hollywood is gonna die for this dive. But I am sure he's gonna say that was completely worth it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We see so far Tiny making this rotation to get the lanes into more of the advantage of Radiant. Meanwhile, Warsaw is still trying to finish up his armlet. Only 150 gold away from it. And then we're gonna see what this Huskar. It was a last pick Huskar, and I don't really see too many good responses for the side of from the side of Radiant against it. Big Titty Gardevoir has a drums, is going for an going for a medallion, an armor item next. Nice tip there against Warsaw. Warsaw has his armlet now on the courier. There's a Coddle ultimate onto the Ricky. Nice ice path on 2 heroes. Waffs jumping to the creeps, getting away. But there was a bounty hunter waiting there. But again, they aren't finding the Ricky's kill, are they? There's another dive by Hollywood. This was the last time he died here. Is he gonna die this time as well? It doesn't look like it. But Warsaw showing up. They are dying here. It's a 2-for-2 trade, but it is the offlaner for the safe lane carry. So Hollywood says applause, applause once again. He dives here, he dies.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we see there's gonna be a D-ward happening here. Meanwhile, bottom is getting pushed in.
Dire's middle tower is under
and they are trying to go onto this Baden smoke for the establishing of dominance. There is a pop of the borrowed time. You don't want to use your shield when you have your borrowed time of it, on, by the way. A nice jump there, a little bit to the side in case he was suddenly teleporting. Is in the pool going to die here? He uses his self. He used his self. Well played there. And that's how you enabled this dive, by using the self. Well played there by the Slark. The jump was a little bit off point, but meanwhile mid is getting pushed in by this Huskar. Jay is gonna be here to try to deal with the push, and gonna use Illuminate.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And we see meanwhile Dire is pushing top. This Ricky, he has not much so far in terms of net worth. Where are we? Net worth. Why doesn't net worth go? Here's net worth. No, for some reason my hotkeys aren't working. There is net. There. And we see another kill going on to this this Huskar, but this Huskar is just trying to turn it around. Nice cloud there, but he is gonna go down to the tiny combo. Slug is gonna get stunned here. He used his ultimate, and that's all she wrote.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And we see here they are trying to go in on this tiny. Are they gonna get him? Counter engaged by Hollywood. Is there gonna be another combo? He doesn't have enough mana for avalanche or toss. Simply has a big stick, a tree. And in terms of bounty runes, we see Slinky is gonna go bottom. He is gonna try to get them at least here. So they did kill the Huskar, stopping the Huskar in his power spike very well, very good. We see Big Titty Gardevoir, he is farmed, he has a medallion, going for a solar crest next, drums already being drummed upon. Warsaw coming in here, he's level 12, holy shit that hero. And Baden meanwhile pushing in bottom. There was a kill top, I completely missed it. They used the Coddle ult, they used the combo of the Tiny. I apologize.
Is under attack.
They are gonna take this tier 1 top here, and at the same time Dire is gonna push mid to take the tier 1 here. But there's a 3-man avalanche from the Tiny trying to kill Lina immediately, and she is dead. Nice ice path here in the pool, activating his Dark Pact, and they are gonna try to turn this around on the side of Radiant. And there is an ultimate onto the Warsaw Huskar. Ice Path, nice use of the inner fire to put somebody into the Ice Path, and now also Ricky getting involved, getting a kill onto the Tiny. Tiny was mid. You don't want your mid dying like that. In the pool is getting chased here now by Slinky. Big Titty Gardevoir simply putting out the track, and that's all she wrote. Well played there by Radiant as well as Dire. At the end, Dire coming out a little bit ahead, and Dire needs to stay ahead like this. They need to win this game in order to keep their tournament lives going. Let's see if they're going to be able to do that. There's just a charge going through, and it does look like they want to make a move towards bottom. They are getting spotted by the vision of the Radiant, so Jace should simply TP out exactly. And Warsaw is going to continue farming. He is going for a Heaven's Halberd next, having finished his face boots as well as his armlet. And top, we see Hollywood got a charge onto the Abaddon. Abaddon is all alone apart from the Ricky. Is there going to be any saving for him? His borrowed time is popped. And now they're gonna charge on through onto him. Are they gonna have enough damage? And there's the leash onto the Abaddon. Abaddon is already dead. There's a jump in from the Tiny, and Tiny is gonna get this kill onto the Jakiro as well, jumping in onto the Slug to give some more permanent damage. And Ricky is gonna show himself here by farming. Is getting tracked immediately, knows there were more there. But he needs his farm. He is going the Fusel Blade. He has only 5,000 net worth by partners. And they are going on to this Ricky. They don't want to let him farm. And a nice ultimate from Coddle. Warsaw is going to walk into it. Ricky uses his ultimate, but nobody is in it. Lina is dead. And this Ricky is dead as well. And they are going to turn now to the big old Huskar. Avalanche and Leash. Inner Fire going to give him some survivability. But he is getting chunked to pieces, and that is both your mid and your safe lane carry dying. And the Radiant, they have a 4k advantage now. All their 3 cores in the top 4 of the net worth, and they are ready to push. They are ready to kill this Jakiro. You can't be there like this. And that's another dead. That was 3 hero dead, 2,000 gold for the side of Radiant. They have a bounty hunter. They have track. They get money, 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 money. They want money, 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 money. And they are gonna back off of their push. They see that Dire is gonna respawn. They aren't gonna push their luck too hard, but they are in good favors at the moment. Big Titty Gardevoir has a Solar Crest now. He is top of net worth. He is going for a pipe next. Tiny has a blink, going for Echo Saber. Very close to it, only needs 70 more gold. And Slinky, he wants his Solar Crest as well. Also rather close. But this Ricky is underfarmed. So far, this Ricky pick hasn't really been working out. There we see simply a track from the Bounty Hunter. Meanwhile, Bounty Runes are going the favor of 2 for 2. Again, Warsaw, Big Titty Bow get the ones bottom, and the White Troll Birch as well as Jake get the ones top. Dire now, they need to find some sort of kills to enable like their kinda cheese with Huskar. I do feel they should just smoke up get some vision done, and then go on to like one of those heroes that is like pushing out the side lanes. It's not like you have a Coddle farming your jungle. Like, how is this happening? Meanwhile, I've heard a charge, but only onto a free fire. Slinky wants to defend this tower here. They don't want to give up their buildings for free. I agree with this. They should. I mean, if you want to defend, you need to bring all 5 heroes, because you can know that the enemy brings a lot of heroes. So you need to bring more. And there we have a pause. Hollywood is getting disconnected. In terms of vision, we see they already see those 2 heroes here. And they see that the Slark is mid. So they should, I think Warsaw, he has a TP. Just TP either to your shrine or into your tier 2. Hyperbra. And try to take this fight with while they don't have their Slark. Radiant is rather squishy on their heroes like Coddle and Bounty Hunter. If you have Dust for Bounty Hunter, he's so sad. Is there any detection available? Chakiro has Dust as well as sentries, but Chakiro is not the fastest of heroes, and he is already getting tracked. So there needs to be more Dust. Lina, you need to have Dust. You're playing against an Invis hero. And you also play against Slug, who... Is he building Shadowblade? No, so far hasn't. But point stand. You need to have sentries and Dust ready. And Warsaw, I would also say, if you are an initiator of a fight, you should have Dust ready. Have always Dust ready if the enemy has Invis, because otherwise, what are you initiating? I'm gonna jump ahead tiny bit. Still Hollywood. Oh, somebody's getting reported. That's not good. Seems to be a rather long pause. Tactical pause, of course. Good thing I didn't wait for this pause to be over. That would have been a very long wait. In terms of net worth, we see Radiant took a huge fight. They got the kill on the Huskar as well as the Riki. That's your 2 heroes that you want to have farming the most. Like Abaddon, you just put him in front of towers and that's what he does. He doesn't really need much more. But Riki as well as Huskar, they need to keep accelerating. And that is what is not happening at the moment. That's very unfortunate. There it now is continuing. Blink away from the tiny. Was that? And there's absolutely... The only thing we saw is Bounty Hunter getting a kill on the Chakiro, but he is gonna pay with his life. Very close to getting his Shadow Walk off. And again, if he would have gotten that Shadow Walk off, he would have survived. Because nobody of the side of Dire has any more Sentry Vision or Dust. Unless Dust was getting used by Chakiro already. But I didn't see that. See now. Riki is still... He has his diffusal blade now. And he is going... What is he going next? I don't know. I don't really play Riki. I know diffusal blade is like a thing you want to have. But Warsaw has his... Now his... Has his Heaven's Halberd. I'm sorry, my head is all over the place. I was still thinking Riki. Okay, so Huskar has a Heaven's Halberd. The Slark, meanwhile, is going for a Silver Edge against the Huskar. So again, you need Sentry Vision. You see here an Invis rune, Invis by the Bounty Hunter, as well as a charge happening. You need vision. You need vision happening here. And that's not what is happening so far. And we see now. And they are seeing the bounty hunter. They are trying to finish this bounty hunter. There is a smoke screen laid down, but there is a charge by Hollywood, hitting 2 people, ultimate onto a ban, but Hollywood might have just sacrificed his life here, most likely. Yep, his life went down to save his other heroes. I like this. I mean, Spirit Breaker, you just charge in. That's what you do. And Dire is gonna use this to now put pressure mid. And they are gonna try to get a kill onto this Slark. Slark, he is gonna get killed here. And that's very, very good. That's what you need to be having. Also 500 gold for the Ricky. Are they gonna try to find more here? Ricky, he has 1,100 gold. He is tracked. But nothing much to come out of that. We see Abaddon is getting charged, but only tiny in the vicinity, and you can't burst an Abaddon with that. You don't have enough damage. He is gonna get his borrowed time off. Also, Abaddon is the first one to hit 10,000 net worth. He is going for an AC next. Jay, he has a 4-staff now. Is he gonna go for the 25-minute rune? I hope so. And Abaddon is also in the vicinity. Is he gonna realize that there are people here, or is he simply gonna farm? There is a charge onto the Abaddon. He still has borrowed time. White Troll Bird also coming. Avalanche. And the toss missing. The wrong hero got tossed there. But he is simply gonna TP out. But the TP is gonna get stopped by the Avalanche. And that's all she wrote. There, now Big Titty Gardevoir, he was pretty far ahead at one point, still trying to get that pipe going. Ricky is going for a Manta Style, another Dispel. I like it, I like it. Also good agility items. Cement doesn't have anything yet. And bottom is get pushed in by the Slark by Slark in the pool Slark. And he is gonna back away. And I missed another kill. Tiny just jumping in. And there's another charge onto the Abaddon. Abaddon having his borrowed time. But I doubt he's gonna get out of here. Track sees him. Another toss onto the creep. And he is going to go down. He's gonna be able to deny himself. No! Very close though. He was in the animation, but Avalanche stops that animation, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Slark is just gonna continue to farm down here. He has now finished his full Silver Edge. Oh, full Silver Edge before even having a Shadow Blade. Yes, he did. So Silver Edge. There's the Silver Edge. He has now 2 blades, a Diffusal Blade as well as a Silver Edge. Jay, 4-staff, as I said. And Big Titty Gardevoir has the pipe now. And there we see the Silver Edge already to effect. He didn't break him. He broke him, but Inner Fire dispels that. I think. And there is the Diffusal and a Dust used by in the pool. Another Dust used. Do they still have Dust? They have Strength Reward here. Nice Ice Path onto the Tiny Will-O-Wisp to have vision of the Ricky, and Ricky is dead. Meanwhile, they are gonna lose their Tiny. Hollywood charging in. Stun missing from the Lina. Big Titty Gardevoir still strong, but Hollywood might just die here. In the pool is gonna jump out. Buyback there from the Spirit Breaker in the pool has a Silver Edge. He wants to go in. He wants to go in for this Huskar. And he says right about now, and there they go in. But there's the Heaven's Halberd after he already used his Dispel, so he can't do anything. Ice Path missing, all except Hollywood. And there's a Laguna Blade. This is a dead Spirit Breaker. He bought back. That's a dieback. No more Spirit Breaker for 70 seconds. And Bounty Hunter dying as well in the pool. Has to be careful. He wants to kill onto the Jakiro, getting permanent damage. 13 permanent damage. As well as going for the Ricky. He is not afraid, as it shows. Big Titty Bow is gonna get the stun off. And they are trying to catch him. Force Staff. There's the dust. I apologize. And there's the Diffusal Blade. Are they gonna get the stun off? There is no more Dispelling and Silence. And that's a dead slug. That's 3 heroes dead on the side of Radiant. And Dire taking a really, really good fight there. We see Fadri Cap. It's only the 1 death, but that's a dieback on the Spirit Breaker. That wasn't ideal. We see Slinky pushing him mid. In terms of items, he still is trying to get that AC. Lina wanting that Aether Lens. Went 4-step first. Very good choice against Slug. You need a 4-step against Slug. Meanwhile, Warsaw, he has a BKB now. BKB timing for the Huskar. And I missed another kill just as I was looking away. They did go in with the tiny jump. And there is another free volley onto the Abaddon, as well as toss as the Borough Trime is there. Are they gonna get this kill? Nice jump forward, 3-man hero avalanche. And there's a nice pass on 2 heroes. Warsaw but showed up. He has his BKB and he's ready to rumble. He is gonna get this Shakiro. He is gonna go for the Spirit Breaker. And as well as the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is getting silenced. Warsaw does not give a care in the world, but they don't have vision. Again, you would have had another kill if you had Dust here. Saying Dust is only for support, you would have gotten another kill. In the pool, wanting to make something happen here, but he already lost 2 out of his team. Slinky dying once again. He doesn't have the same game as in the first one. The first one, he exploded. This one, he gets exploded. And Jay pushing out bottom and Big Titty Bow to react to it. Warsaw, that was a beautiful BKB reveal. 10 seconds of magic immunity and nobody was even able to touch him. This Huskar is still very strong. Big Titty Gardevoir also going for an AC now. We have somebody saying that shrines are at 100%. That's correct. There has been no tier 3 been taken down so far. And we see Huskar is gonna try to sneak a Roach. I don't think this ward was put down afterwards, so this was not spotted by the side of Radiant. And we see Huskar is gonna go in and is gonna solo this Roach run all by himself. Cement is gonna go for a D-ward. Are they gonna try to commit onto this Shakiro? It doesn't look like it. And they are going to get away with this. And it is an Aegis for Warsaw. And this is scary now. They were able to hold the Huskar down for a little bit, but he has now BKB, Armlet, Heaven's Halberd, and an Aegis. So, good luck bringing him down twice. Wafts, he has his Manta style now. He's gonna farm this wave. I do wish Dio would go get together and push together as 5s now. Slinky also having all these auras. If you push together, you're so much stronger than if you're like pushing by yourself. And they are showing Huskar here mid, but Radiant not really able to capitalize upon that. does Slark. Slark is going for a BKB as well. Ld2l Birch, like we saw, he had his Agnum Scepter, 3 volley now available, going for an Daedalus crit item now. Hollywood, he has a Spirit Vessel. Spirit Vessel, very, very good against Huskar. Big Titty Gardevoir showing. Not showing himself, but putting down the track, so Warsaw knows he was being seen. Jay has to run away from Slinky. But there is the first few hits of the slow. In the pool is here though, and he is simply gonna engage upon this Abaddon. And there are only 2 people here, and that is already Jakiro dead. Abaddon is gonna die as well. I don't think this Coddle ult was necessary, but better safe than sorry. And that is another 2 heroes dead, 28 to 23. And we see in terms of net worth, it is simply going for the Applebee's Redground Fanclub. Taking the lead even further. Wafts, meanwhile, he is going for a basher next. Wanting to bash those people in his ultimate. So far, I haven't really felt the impact of that Ricky. Like, if he was a hero like Juggernaut, would it have been better? Is my question. He does give good scouting information. They are gonna charge into this Lina, and Lina is dead. Ricky showing himself, activating his ultimate, and not really dealing much damage. Like, they aren't scared of this, but Warsaw is gonna jump in. Remember, he has Aegis, he activates his BKB. Ricky is gonna get focused, but he is gonna jump out. Warsaw, he has to be careful. He is 1 versus 4, and he is losing this battle. He is losing his Aegis. Are they gonna find any kills off the second life here? Blinding Light pushing Warsaw away. They are losing their Ricky as well. Slinky now showing up. Nice tree volley there. There's another break onto this Abaddon. Toss and activation of borrowed time. But there's a 5 versus 2, and Hollywood is not yet done. He is gonna give him the old clap on the butt. And to show who's alpha here. Nice halberd, but is it enough? They are gonna stun him, and Force Staff out of the tree volley, but there is another tree, and Warsaw is dead for 85 seconds. That is 80 seconds without your number 1. Well, your position 2, but he is pretty much the number 1 carry. And there we see a tip onto the Tiny. And there's a stun onto the Abaddon. Abaddon has borrowed time up again. But they are losing 1 set of racks, and they might not be done here. This is still another 5 seconds without Ricky. 50 seconds without Huskar, but they do respect the buyback. They are gonna go for the shrine here, I hope so. They aren't. They are gonna go for bounty runes, furthering their advantage even more. And Tiny is gonna go for the shrine, so that's so they are gonna get this one. That is gonna be the easy access to the Roshan. And that's how fast it turned around. Even though Huskar had Aegis, they played around him. They killed off the backline and then killed off Huskar. And that just wasn't enough that Huskar could do. Cement, getting some more sentry wards. There is a Force Staff on the Lina. Wafts still closing in on that Basher. Slinky wants his AC, but I think meanwhile, yeah, Big Titty Gardevoir, he finished his AC. So this armor advantage is just gonna get further and further on the side of Radiant. In the pool, having his BKB, as well as an ultimate orb. What else does he have? Nothing so far. I assume he's going Skadi. Would like to see Butterfly as well. The evasion against the Huskar would be very good. Meanwhile, Jay, he has a Ghost Scepter. I like this choice. Ghost Scepter on the valued item for support. It saves here, but so many times.
Radiant are
Hollywood, like I said, he has a Spirit Vessel. He also has an Echo Saber. Just styling on those peoples right now. There the scan, catching up Slinky, but White Trollbird not quite there fast enough. He has finished his Daedalus now, so his tree volley, it hurts. We saw it multiple times. 15-second cooldown on that ability.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Sorry about that. We are going to network once again. And we see a fight happening out here. And we see a beautiful Ice Path battle. Unfortunately, not enough. Warsaw activating his BKB. He wants to fight. But the Cuddle ultimate is just enough to stop them. And Bounty Hunter is gonna get away. Another charge into the Huskar, but it's simply your death on the side of Hollywood. And that's a 2-for-1 trade. Big ultimates committed. But in the end, Radiant coming out ahead. And in terms of buybacks, we see now Radiant has theirs available. Dire is only missing money in the pool, tipping his captain. He's like, you did good. But Ricky has his Basher now. The question is, like, is Ricky... his ultimate, it seems like only to tickle all of those heroes. It doesn't feel like it's doing quite enough. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything, right, to be honest. Slinky, he has finished his Assault Cuirass now, thinking of going Radiant. Not the biggest fan, but there isn't much that you can buy, and maybe for like the D push of mid lane, because since that got taken, I can maybe understand that.
Double damage.
And there's a Reaver on the Huskar, going for a Satanic next. And Slinky might be just getting caught out here. No, simply gonna get tracked after he dispelled himself with the Aquatic Shield, and he's gonna dispel himself once again. And there was a smoke from the side of Dire. Are they gonna be able? They are trying to commit onto this Tiny. That would be a huge kill. Nice Ice Path. And is he gonna die? He is going to die. BKB activated by Huskar, and they just have to run now. They can't deal with this Huskar without Tiny. But Bounty Hunter is gonna get a kill onto this Lina. Did he overcommit? It does look like it. And 3 heroes down off the side of Radiant. But a track kill for Bounty Hunter, so he's like, worth it. He is going BKB next as well. I like that choice. We still see 26k advantage, but if they find 1 or 2 people alone like that, they still have enough damage to take you down. And they might just be able to force a buyback here from either Tiny or Bounty Hunter. They are pushing down mid lane with 4 range creeps.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There we see the pushing power of the Abaddon, but we also see the deep pushing power of Coddle with Illuminate as well as Blinding Light as soon as they're coming up here. Using the Invis, but Slinky, he is going in. He is not afraid. Are they just letting go of mid-rack side? It looks like. Nice first hit bash. Ghost Scepter activated by Coddle. There's a buyback from the Bounty Hunter. And now Dire has to run. Tiny back alive as well. We see the stun onto the Ricky, but they don't have vision. They don't have sentries. They don't have dust. They are gonna go for the kill of Slinky once again. And it does look like he is going to die. Nothing will save you really here. Tree Volley kind of missing out, but Waft is waiting here on the side. Coddle ultimate committed onto absolutely nobody. They are trying to commit onto this Abaddon, who is really tanky. But he already used his borrowed time. Are they gonna get him? Nice 3 hero Ice Path. He is gonna die, but Warsaw trying to turn it around. BKB activated, Tree Volley deleting Chikiro from the game. No dragon is a match for a tree, obviously. And that's Lina dead as well. Buyback from the Abaddon. but it is a 5 versus 3 situation and they want to push bottom now. They already took down the tier 3 here. In the pool has a Skadi now. And he wants to make quick work of those racks. There is no BKB on Warsaw for another 40 seconds. And there is Warsaw trying to man fight all of them. His Satanic was being used. He is at half health. Is it gonna be enough? In the pool activating his BKB. But there's another tree volley onto the Ricky. Ricky is going to die from the last hit of the Bounty Hunter. Ricky dead for 80 seconds, but he used his buyback. Meanwhile, in the pool, he is just continuing to stack his agility up. And this is another lane of frags. It is 2 versus 5. Abaddon died once again. And we have another pause. Is this a BM pause? It kind of looks like it. It is 2 versus 5. Mouse dead again. Michael Birch wasn't sure if Mouse died on Holly. But yes, apparently there is technical issues. But this doesn't look good. Well, Jakira is coming up in 3 seconds. Lena up in 10 seconds. Are they going to be able to fight this? It is going to be 2 lanes of racks. 35k advantage for the side of Radiant. Let's see here. Hollywood is going to go in. And there is a macro pyre onto the Slark. The into an Ice Path. Ice Path getting the leash onto the Ricky. I don't think that was intended, but it was beautiful. Ooh, another dust being used there. Is he gonna dispel it with his Dark Pack? Nice stun there by Lena. It is a 5 versus 4. And Warsaw wants to engage onto this Tiny. Tiny is going to turn it around and he is going to use his tree volley. And he is the leading heroes from this game. Huskar is deleted. Ricky is going to try to carry this game. Nice bash there on the last hit of the ultimate from Ricky. Getting the kill onto the Tiny. But it might just been a little bit too late. Ricky has to go back to base. No more mana. And in the pool, he has 63 stolen intelligence. He deals 300 damage a hit and he attacks really fast. Oh, nice dispel there on the LSA. Ricky is gonna jump in again. Nice halberd there by Hollywood onto the Ricky. Meanwhile, Slark is demolishing the backlines, activating his BKB as well as his ultimate at the same time. And he is gonna go in onto this Ricky. Ricky no more mana and Ricky dead for 2 minutes. Jakiro dead for 70 seconds. And this is just gonna be game. Abaddon is up, but he is all alone for another half minute. And in the pool says Applebee's. And it is Megas. They're gonna go for the throne. And Warsaw, Applebee's better than Chili's, apparently. TGA Fridays is better than Applebee's. Well, there's no team that is TGA Fridays, so... And there is a GG called Redground Fanclub, able to eliminate Warsaw's team 14 beers at Chile with a 2-0. Nice play.